What's going on, guys? My name is Mike and this is the Looter's Guide to Jakobs Weaponry. This is basically like a guide for those interested in learning more about Jakobs weapons and what they do differently compared to other companies. The information here is pretty much going to work for Borderlands 1. I cannot guarantee it because I've never done a Looter's Guide on Borderlands 1. But it's generally optimized for Borderlands 2. So if you're playing Borderlands 1 for whatever odd reason, just keep that in mind. It's pretty much the same thing though. I haven't noticed any differences from my experience, but I just wanted to say that. Now, in case you guys don't know, there are 8 weapon manufacturers in Borderlands 2, and one of them is Jakobs, of course. I wouldn't make a video on this if it wasn't. These companies aren't just for immersion or, for fun or to make it seem like this game's super badass. They each have their own general dispositions, towards like characteristics, traits, and their guns, making them pretty much unique. Each one of these weapons manufacturers are all just different in their own special way. So with that said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get started. The intro has been long enough, so let's do this. Okay, so Jakobs is like exactly the cowboys of the 19th century. And when you pick up a Jakobs pistol, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It is unbelievably similar. And the reason being is the man who founded Jakobs, named Montgomery Jakobs, hence the company's name, was just a big fan of the conservative old times. He's not one for new stuff. He likes to stick with, the cowboys, apparently. So when you find a Jakobs gun manufactured under the Jakobs name, the most cared for trait is by far the damage it does. Accuracy, recoil, magazine size, all that other gibberish, it doesn't matter to him. He considers that a piece of fucking waste of time. And essentially, you're also never going to find an elemental Jakobs. And that's because he also, once again, does not give a damn about anything but damage. I don't think it's possible. It's been said on plenty of websites that I've researched. It just cannot be done. Jakobs does not like elemental characteristics on their guns. Now, they are also one of the few weapon companies out there to produce weapons with wood as a material on them. Vladof is the only other company that can come to mind that's had wood on them as a material. I've never seen any other guns by any other companies that has wood on them. They're all just metallic pieces of shit nowadays. Jakobs is a very, very conservative company, and they pretty much just cling to the old ways, and it pretty much ignores the new. I mean, it's not always a bad thing though, and that's what we're going to talk about, this whole company here. So Jakobs only manufactures 4 types of weapons in this game, and this is the list right here, guys, so be prepared for this epicness about to come. Assault rifles, pistols, shotguns, and sniper rifles. As you can see, except for the assault rifle, Jakobs is insanely reminiscent of old times. You're never going to find an SMG or a rocket launcher made by them. And that's just kind of how it is. They like to be conservative. And it works for them, man. They do so much damage. It's unbelievable. Okay, so let's move on to the assault rifles. And before I get started with this, I just want to mention one thing and just get it out of the way. You're never going to find an automatic assault rifle created by Jakobs. It's just not going to happen. Try to prove me wrong. It won't happen. Sorry, guys. When you find an assault rifle made by Jakobs, though, you're guaranteed to fire a single shot weapon, and it's usually as fast as you can pull the trigger, so you're going to get some high fire rate out of that. Now, some people like this, some people don't, and usually the people that like Jakobs prefer to have the high damage per shot rather than the bullet spam of a Vladof. The pistols Jakobs creates are almost exact replicas of 6-shooters. It is not even funny. These pistols have probably the best firing animations in comparison to any other companies. It's just so badass. I can't even explain it. You guys know what it looks like. It's that in the back. Whatever. Very similar to the assault rifles, you're going to find high damage though. And also fast fire rate and no elemental effects. Isn't that awesome? A Jakobs pistol also has only 6 to 8 shots, so you're going to be reloading pretty often. In fact, more often than you would want to. But let's get on to the shotguns, because they are even worse. So shotguns are definitely made very similar, except that the magazine is extremely puny. You're going to get 2 shots, maybe 1 if you're really unlucky that day. And it's insane how many times you have to reload. High fire rate on this thing, though. You could shoot both of those in 1.5 seconds. It really sucks though to have to reload every freaking 2 seconds, but not much you can do about it because it's a Jakobs. Now I'm not bashing on it. These shotguns deal so much damage, it kind of makes up for it in most cases. So yeah, that's really shotguns out of the way here. Now let's move on to the last weapon type, manufactured by Jakobs, and that is the sniper rifle. Unlike the other weapon types listed here, sniper rifle is not at all about the fire rate. You'll sometimes find a fast fire rate, but in most cases you're going to find a bolt action rifle. But not all are bolt action, of course, and you're going to find semi-auto rifles as well. So most Jakobs weapons operate the exact same way with little variation, and that kind of ties back to that they're very conservative. But all the weapons manufactured are always top tier in damage. I don't think there's any other weapon company out there that has more damage than Jakobs does. But with that comes extremely high recoil, because again, they only care about damage, and your follow-up shot may not be too accurate. But that's not their motto. It's if it wasn't one shot, then something about it wasn't a Jakobs. I'm killing that motto. But in other cases, accuracy of your Jakobs is likely above average. Most of my Jakobs is pretty much 90% mark. For the accuracy, you're not going to find too low, but keep in mind, it's not what Jakobs cares much about. Magazine size also usually takes a hit, and fire rate is dependent on how fast you can press a button. For real, guys, if you got a fast clicking finger, go ahead. By all means, shoot faster than someone with a Vlad off. So all in all, Jakobs is like the best asset to those looking to deal like the most damage conceivable. Alright guys, that's it for this video. If you want to see more, be sure to click the like button, leave a comment, and if you're new, go ahead and subscribe. All of it is very appreciated. And also tell me what you want to see next on the next Looter's Guide. So just leave the comment saying, you know, whatever you want. The remaining 6 are going to be in the description. So just go and check there, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.